One of the things that is happening for a lot of people is that they're not getting enough attention while selling in the hybrid world. Okay, we need to sell in the hybrid world. That is the new normal. Yes, there will be online. Yes, there will be offline. But what we're heading into now is a hybrid world. Agree? Pick it up tomorrow. Okay, and start the challenge. What is the challenge? Let me tell you what the challenge is now as well. Time to pay attention, take notes. Each and every one of you, the 140 of you who are still here, appreciate it. Okay, day one, start creating a list of your power base. Open your phone and start creating that list. Take a Google Sheet, Excel, CRM, whatever you want, maybe even Google Sheet, because it can be simple and you can export your contacts, into it from your mobile phone. Okay, create a file, call it your power base, export your contacts and start putting them under subsheets. Pam, who was there like many, many years ago, and he said this, and he said, also remember in the battle between the stream and the rock, okay, in the battle between the stream and the rock, the stream always wins, not through strength, but through perseverance.
Hey guys, this is Avi Arya, father of 2 girls, 6 dogs, husband to a superwoman, a streetcar racer turned hotelier, now social media marketer and founder of Internet Moguls. Welcome to my channel.
Yes, absolutely. So GB is here today. Gaurav and I go, let me tell you a short story. Gaurav and I go back a long way. We went to college together. We partied in the same clubs. We never knew that there will be a time when we'll be working together. And a couple of years back, we met at the Delhi Golf Club, and together we said, we're going to create LSD, the LSD experience, leadership, sales, and digital. So 3 of us got together and we did that. We had a very nice event in Delhi and we had a lot of fun. And then one day I get a call from Gaurav and we said, we're going to Vegas. I said, really? We're going to Vegas? Because Gaurav has got Grant Cardone on a hotline. Grant Cardone wants to talk about anything on India strategy. He calls Gaurav directly right away. So Gaurav said, I'm going for Grant Cardone's event. And I think in the few days, we packed up our bags, met at the airport at night. I think it was a 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock flight, late. And we left for Vegas. And whatever happened there has already been documented. And whatever happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas. Whatever happens in Vegas goes on my YouTube channel because I documented all 3 days. We learned so much. And there was Kevin Hart, there was John Travolta, there was every single UFC fighter, there was every single film star, there was everybody there. And they were all sharing principles on time management, on business management, on money management. And I remember Gaurav was one of the first people over there. We used to get up at 5:36 in the morning. He used to finish his round of golf. And then the session used to start by 7:30 in the morning. By 7:30, Gaurav had already done his golf for the morning. And then his diary and his pen, and he's taking notes all day and implementing all that is happening. So a great teacher, great coach. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Gaurav Bhagat.
Thank you, Avi, my friend. It is great to be here. Great to be with your community. I mean, you just have such amazing, energized people. I mean, 9:15 p.m. and the room is on fire, just the way it should be. And truly, that's the energy that is coaches and trainers, we all feed off. And it is an honor and a pleasure to be here. I see some familiar faces, or at least names in the chat box. Good to see Ajay. Ajay is such a star. And, of course, Nidhi is here, Anubhav is here. So good to see some known and familiar people. And of course, we're going to have an awesome session. And yes, Vegas was amazing. And 2022, we'll go back there again, because I'm sure all of this will all be behind us. And we're going to be heading back to GrowthCon. And who knows, maybe even bringing Uncle G, Grant Cardone to India in due course, at least by next year this time. Hopefully, we should have that lined up as well. So looking forward to that.
That will be awesome. That will be awesome. So guys, Gaurav, Gaurav, we always start by saying, a short story about who you are and your childhood or whatever, the next few minutes. And then, guys, as we stay true to our format, Gaurav is going to give you a presentation on sales, and he's going to teach you what you need to do, which is implementable, actionable. After you learn that, Gaurav is going to give you a challenge, because I told Gaurav, the community is getting used to challenges. So he's going to give a challenge. We're going to post the challenge on the Facebook group. And from now till the next Thursday, you have time to complete the challenge. So it's not going to be just a motivation class. It's going to be lots of work. lots of fun, lots of implementation, lots of action taking. But before that, Gaurav, I know when you were a child, you were in New Friends Colony, right?
Yeah, so in fact, I had grown up in New Friends, and school for me happened at in first at Columbus and then the Lawrence School Sana. And then I came down to DPS Mathura Road, and finally, of course, we met for the first time at Bhagat Singh. I was doing English. I think you were doing something a little more intelligent. But yeah, it was that's where we'd actually caught up, and of course, we've had like similar circumstances where again the family went through a big crisis when I was 19. Pretty much very similar to your story as well, and was really asked to step up and do something. And my starting capital had been 10,000 rupees drawn on a credit card. That's how my first company started. And today, of course, Consortium Gifts is a company which has got a global footprint, and we've been doing some great stuff. And of course, some good things have happened in the coaching and training space as well, which I'll probably very briefly mention for about 50 seconds when I'm presenting my deck as well.
And guys, every time what Gaurav has been a friend. We have many common friends. We meet at the Delhi Golf Club. You need to have a member at the Delhi Golf Club. So Gaurav is one member friend that we have. We are always there with Gaurav. But the one thing that is always there is, so I remember when we did the first DMC, and I told Gaurav that we're doing the DMC, masters are coming together and all of that. And it was the first DMC. And so me and Siddharth and all of us, we were slightly nervous. How will it go and all of that? I remember Gaurav was there, booked the first seat on, the VIP seat over there. And he was there in the morning, 8 o'clock we started. He was there again at 7:30, just like Vegas. He's coming, taking his notes. 7:30 we finished, and Gaurav had a flight at 9 o'clock at night. He went back to work. So that is the level of work ethic, and that's the level of learning that you need to put into yourself. Okay, Gaurav, so I'm going to leave this to you, your story, your presentation. I'm going to take notes as I'm talking to you as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Avi. And ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Avi in the chat box, because truly such a fantastic community, bringing such good people together. And that's what the world truly needs today is people who are awesome at what they do and come together in super environments as well. So Avi statistics, I think he did BCom honors, if I'm not mistaken. So like I said, slightly more
BCom pass. No, honors was
right.
Out of my league at that point in time. Alrighty, over to you. So guys, Bhaskar, please give Gaurav the spotlight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And I have sharing rights as well. So let's get started. And I love the format where we're doing 21 minutes to 25 minutes of a PPT. Then the challenge, which I've got a really interesting challenge for everyone as well. And of course, there will be some great learnings. It's a workshop. So implementable stuff, things that you can put in ASAP into your routines, into your businesses, into your organizations. That's what I'm here to deliver today. So first of all, welcome, to everyone who's here. It's great to be at the Internet Moguls of the World School. Avi, of course, like I said, dear friend and someone I really, really look up to. But first of all 117 of you who are here, thank you for taking our time this evening and being on this particular workshop. Really, really, really appreciate that as well. Of course, keep the chat alive. I will be following the chat as we move forward today as well. So let's straight away get down to it, right? The last 17 months, I mean, they have been chaotic, right? They have been crazy, they have been chaotic, but the bounce back is right now completely and totally underway, like 100%, right? When we look at things like the stock markets, any stock market fans here, just give me a SM in the chat box that yes, we follow the stock market or keep an eye on that. The markets have had a great run. In fact, we're talking about 59,677 as of today. Lots of stock market fans as well. The results of the quarter that ended. Okay, everyone says bura waqt hai, time is bad and all of that. But even the results of the June 2021 quarter have actually been quite good. Sales are up, profitability is up, and not only the large caps, but even the small cap companies have done really quite well, right? However, in the last few months, the world has been divided into two sets of people. Okay, one is spectators. How many of you are cricket fans here? Give me a C in the chat box if you are cricket fans and go and watch cricket matches and the likes, right? Jitesh, awesome. Many more cricket fans coming up. I see lots of C's. In fact, more cricket fans than stock market fans, and that's totally okay as well. So when we go to a cricket match, okay, we have the spectators, and the spectators are the people who are sitting in the stands, right? And these are the people who pay money to come and watch the game. Okay, so just like that, in the last few months, even in life, we've had the spectators, and the spectators are the ones that will always, always, always pay. And then what you have are the players. The players are the men and women in blue, the people on the field who are out there playing the game. And know this, and if you're taking notes, the first one to write down is spectators always pay, players always get paid. So all of you here, all 120 of you on the call today, players or spectators, which one are you? S or P? Throw it in the chat box. 100%. I mean, no doubt. Players, only players show up at 9:30 to learn, to get better, to improve. Yes, lots of P's in the audience. I have no doubt about that, right? Plato said this like thousands of years ago, when he said the first and best victory is to conquer self. The good news is we survived. We did that. We did what was required. All right. However, what I want to tell you today is that the job is not yet done. There's still a little bit of work to be done. And one of the biggest differentiators between the greats and the not so greats, since we're talking cricket, okay, is when it really matters, what the not so greats do is that they let the ball drop, right? South African cricket team, for example, never won a World Cup because when it comes down to crunch time, they always let the ball drop. Something goes wrong. So the next 6 to 8 months, the months that we are now heading into, the months that we're already into are extremely, extremely critical. Okay, very, very important. And superheroes, okay, favorite superhero, throw it in the chat box. Who's your favorite superhero? I'd love to know who is your favorite superhero. The Hulk, interesting, Rashmi. Avi Arya, I love that. Avi is a superhero, right? I completely agree on that one. Love that. Lots of Bruce Lees and Spider-Mans. Cool. So I'm sure Avi has some capes tucked away as well, as do, well, Superman and Batman, and of course, you know, Supergirl as well. So they all have their capes. And right now is the time to move forward with the capes mentality, the capes mindset, right? And some of you wondering, capes, GB, where are we going with this? And right now is the time to wear our capes, okay, our capes, and we all have these. And we need to move forward with these 5 principles. Again, if you're taking notes, like I said, I may go a little quick, but there'll be a lot of knowledge bombs today, and I intend to give, and give. Okay, that's just what I do. So let's just take a look at the first 5. Smita, I love that. My dad is my first superhero as well. So the first C of capes is consistency. Okay, I know sometimes life is like a roller coaster. There are ups and downs and everything else, but we have to stay consistent. If you agree with that one, just give me an A in the chat box that we need to be consistent, right? So consistency, very, very important. The C. Number 2 is adaptability. Log bolte hain, boss, kya hoga, third wave aa jayega, delta, theta, omega. I mean, if it comes, we'll survive, right? We'll adapt. We have, and we will continue to do so. That's what we have done from the time since the saber-tooth tiger chased our great grandfather or grandmother, right? Absolutely adaptable, 100%. Number 3 is P, which is persistence. We need to stay persistent. Okay, we need to carry on no matter what the world throws at us. No matter what comes our way, we need to stay persistent. E, very, very important. Very, very important. In fact, probably the most important of them all is execution. Because what the world has lacked in recent time is the fact that people come and they learn, people come and they absorb, people come and they do everything, but they don't do the most important thing, and that is execution. Okay, again, I know this is a community of people who execute. So execution, extremely important. And the most important thing, which I have no doubt that each and every one of you, all now 150 odd people who are here, have in them, is a success mindset. If you have a success mindset, give me a SM in the chat box if you have a success mindset, because successful people surround themselves with other successful people, with people who are hungry to grow, hungry to learn, hungry to succeed, right? Each and every one of you has the success mindset. But let's be realistic. Okay, let's be realistic. There will be challenges. Every superhero has to face a supervillain, right? We've all had to face our villains, all right? The Avengers, I mean, they had, people like the Thanoses and the Batman had, like, Catwoman and Joker. So there have been super villains, right? So just like that, there will be super villains in our journey towards excellence and getting to your destinations, getting to your goals as well. There will be super villains that you will face, or some villains that you will face as well. All right. And these will be things like lack of time, like time nahi hai, kaise kare, kaise hoga, right? Lack of time. There'll be things like doubt, where you'll be like, should I take this path or should I take that path? I mean, is this the right thing to do? There will be that element of doubt, right? There will be a breakdown of communication. I mean, one thing that's happened in this online world is that communication has broken down, right? There will be distractions, the BSO syndrome. Okay, should I, pick up that latest technology, that newest gadget, that newest software, that newest app? Will that take us away from where we need to be? There will be distractions. Okay, and sometimes there will just be overwhelm. How many of you agree with these? Just give me a in the chat box. 3 A's if you agree that these things, happen. These things happen to us, right? 100%. There will be objections. Today we're talking about sales. I mean, sales is my thing. Sales is what I'm here to teach as well. And boss, there have been more objections that my clients, my team, and I have heard in the course of the last 6 months than we have ever heard before. We need to overcome them. We need to do something about them. Because every superhero also has certain tools that can help. And I'm here today to give you some of those tools for sure. When we look at superheroes, okay, Thor has the hammer. Batman has his utility belt, right? Captain America, I mean, he has his shield. Now they have the tools and they also have mentors, people who help them use these tools better. Doctor Strange had Tilda. Like Yoda is there for all the Jedi as well. And then you've got, Wonder Woman, who has her mom and her aunt. So superheroes on the call today, do I have your permission to be your trainer and give you the tools that you need to succeed in this journey to even be more effective and 10x your sales? If I have your permission, give me a PG in the chat box for permission granted. Awesome. PG. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, on fire. Call in your friends. Okay. Whoever's not here in the community, call them. Say, we need to be here because the next 20 minutes on the clock, I've got my clock on, so I'm not going to overshoot. The next 20 minutes are going to be awesome. Okay. Quick introduction about, who I am. So just know who I am and that, you aren't just listening to, some guy who only talks out of his hat. Solution finder at core. I'm an entrepreneur. I run multiple companies. I'm a coach and trainer, and of course, a public speaker, a podcaster, and who had the honor of having Avi on last time and 2 weeks ago. I'm sure many of you saw that as well, and also have a book coming out with the same name, which is with Success Gyan at the moment. My superpower is the fact that I can take complex things and I can simplify them. Okay, that really is one of my superpowers. Very, very solution focused. I get the job done. I leave no one behind. And, like my wristband says on my thing, I do whatever it takes. Okay. I always keep this one on, no excuses. I do whatever it takes. Of course, Grant Cardone licensee and, you see Grant Cardone on the Zoom background behind me, super guy. How many of you know GC? Just give me a GC in the chat box. If you know GC, heard of GC. So Grant is fantastic. He's been a coach and mentor to me and someone who my organizations have trained with extensively and have read the 10X rule. Awesome, Harshit. So I'm the sole representative of Grant Cardone in India. In fact, last year was voted as one of the top Grant Cardone licensees in the world. So very, very honored. And of course, another very cool guy I work with is BJ Fogg. I'm not sure if you've read Tiny Habits, but if you have, you can put in a TINY. So I'm also a Tiny Habits certified coach, and that's something I also do. So we have the academy in Noida, but of course, train not only in the country, but around the world. And I also run one of Asia's most sought after gifting companies, the company which I started from home at 10,000 with 10,000 rupees when Avi and I were actually both in college, right? I also, like I said, I'm on the board of IGC, which is a $1 billion organization actually. So again, a big, big honor over there as well. So counted as amongst one of the best coaches and trainers in the country. Of course, been able to fortunately share the stage with greats, such as Sid and Avi and some of the others who we've all come to know and love as well. I'm part of Taki's Black Belt. Taki has a community of $1 million coaches. So I'm part of Taki's Black Belt. Also in Richard Dolan's 25, it's a very select community of just 25 people, the only one in APAC. And my why of the GBA is to become Asia's largest sales training and business mentorship academy by the 15th of May, 2027. And we even have a number that we want to train and work with as well. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what brings me to today. Thank you for bringing in more people. I can see the numbers, scooting up and going up even further. And I just want to tell you up front that success is not your duty. Success is not my duty. Okay, success is going to be our duty. So we always do it together. Certain issues, okay, that corporations, entrepreneurs, professionals, are facing at the moment. And I work with some very large corporations like the Microsofts and the Wipros and Steelcase, but I also work with a lot of, small companies, and organizations are facing certain issues. If you in turn face any of the issues, throw that number in the chat box. Is it number 1 for cash flow or lack of capital, not getting enough attention, diminished sales pipeline? So if it's the 1, 2, 3 or 1, 4, 7, you can throw the number in the chat box. Would love to know what are some of the things that are, actually plaguing you at the moment. Yes, I see some 5s, no response to follow up, 2, 3, 4, 6, getting over negotiated with. Yep, I'm seeing some 9s in terms of overwhelm as well. Almost all of them. So like I said, I'm going to try and give you solutions today for at least 3 in the time that we have together. Okay. So yes, I mean, some of these are scary things, but today's session is not about scaring anyone. Today's session is about solutions and offering those solutions to you. So let's get down to some superhero business. Okay. I want to talk about villain number 1. Okay, things have changed in the world of sales. Things have changed. Everyone says, "हाँ sir, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा, बिल्कुल पुराना जैसे था वैसे ही हो जाएगा. We'll go back to the way things were." Ladies and gentlemen, do you think we will go back to the way things were like 100%? Yes, no, maybe. Give me a Y, N, or M in the chat box. What do you think is going to happen? Right? I can already see no's, never, maybe. Right? The thing is, things have changed even in sales. All right, and since we were talking about supervillains, Red Skull, I mean, he's a pretty bad guy amongst the supervillains. One of the things that is happening for a lot of people is that they're not getting enough attention while selling in the hybrid world. Okay, we need to sell in the hybrid world. That is the new normal. Yes, there will be online. Yes, there will be offline. But what we're heading into now is a hybrid world. Agree? Just throw me some A's in the chat box if you agree that, yes, this is going to be a hybrid world and we have to adapt and change our game. So let me give you one of the things that I have shared only with the Times Group and Microsoft and some of the top guys and top corporations that we work with. And this is something that I call the virtual hybrid sales superstar model, right? Know this, all of you put in, that there is no way we're going back to the way sales used to be. Selling has changed forever. And now not only do you need to look like superstars, and I know that we have Ranbir and Alia fans in the house, but you also need to sell like them. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Let me come to that in a short while. What does the hybrid sales superstar do? Okay. And this is a great time to be taking, screenshots and notes and all of that, because this is profound stuff. And of course, I'm going to show you the model, and I'm also going to talk about the model as well. So the virtual sales superstar, the hybrid sales superstar, the model that we're now heading into, the times we're now heading into, okay, it requires, well, exactly what I mentioned, okay, which is a star. So if you are drawing, you can actually draw a star. Otherwise, you can also take a screenshot once I'm actually done putting in all the steps, and I will explain each and every one of the steps as well. So in sales, very, very important aspect is something called fact finding, okay, probing. So there are going to be 6 P's, and the first of the P is actually probe, where you actually have to go and fact find. How do you do that? I'm going to give you all the steps as well. Step number 2. Okay, the new world that we are selling in, it requires a little bit of practice. How do we do that? I'm going to tell you that as well. Step number 3 is about making your first pitch. Okay, it's going to be making your first outreach. How do you do that? I'm going to tell you that as well. Number 4 is about providing certain things to them. Okay, what is step 4? It's about providing. I'm going to come to that as well. Like I said, I'm going to go into each of these steps and give you actionable things that you can actually do and how you can implement these in your businesses, at your work, and everywhere else. Step number 5 is about proving. Okay, how can you actually go and prove your concept? And the last of the P's, my favorite of the 6 P's, is about prevailing. Okay, is about getting those dollars, okay, into your account. How many of you love dollars? Let's see some dollars come into the chat box. If you'd love to have dollars come into your account, right? The more dollars you have, the better. And when I last did this, people weren't putting in dollars, they were putting in Bitcoin. And I'm like, boss, matlab, next level, like, well done. I mean, I haven't even thought about Bitcoin, right? But hey, if Bitcoin is your thing, put that one as well. Take a picture of this one, and let's quickly jump into the next set of, what is each step about. Lakshmi, 100% Ritu. All right. So what is each step about? Okay. Step number one is about probing. Okay. Some of these are common sense and we're going to go through them a little quickly because I want to give you a lot in the next like 15, 18 minutes that we have. So step number one is about probing. Okay. You always need to fact find. In sales, you always need to fact find. Okay. If you don't go in and fact find before you go and present, okay, then you will get, the treatment, the rates, everything of a sabzi wala. Okay. Nothing against sabzi walas. Some sabzi walas do pretty good, but I would rather go into a meeting and get the rates of a consultant, okay, and be treated like a EY or a Deloitte, like a consultant and not like a vegetable seller. Just saying, right? So pre-call investigation, very, very important. You want to do things like, check out their website, check out their social media profiles, see if there's any recent news coverage, about them in terms of, is something been written about them on the internet? Great to see. What's happening on their space as a whole. Type in some of the industries that you work with. I'd love to know some of the industries that you work with. If you have a specialized niche, which I'm sure you do, because that's what Avi always asks you to do. So once I know your niche, okay, what's actually happening in their space? Patents, interesting. Restaurants, yes. Are they opening? Are numbers bouncing back? Tourism, absolutely. So what's happening in their space on the whole? Do your research on the problems that they may be facing, right? Amazing, amazing diversity in what people are doing as well. Okay, and of course, if you have success stories in that field or industry, keep them ready. You're going to need them later. How many of you have success stories in your field? Give me a SS in the chat box. If you have success stories, it's important to keep those ones ready. Awesome. So this makes up your probing step. Okay, do all your research, do all your fact finding. Step number two is about practicing. Okay, we need to practice in this new hybrid environment. Okay, you need to have a script. You need to know what you're going to be saying if you're going to be getting on the phone. You need to know what you're going to be saying if you are on a Zoom call. You need to have your script. You need to rehearse your delivery. Okay, you can't go in cold. I mean, even if Federer goes into a tennis match to play, he warms up before. He doesn't just jump in without any practice. You need to rehearse your delivery. You can do it with friends, family members, colleagues. I mean, today, fortunately, thanks to technology, you can actually practice on camera. You can record yourself on a Zoom call, just see how the entire thing played out. Use a timer. Very, very important to have a timer. My timer's on at the moment. Very, very important to have a timer. And of course, practice objection handling too, because you will hear objections. All right. So that is our practice step. Step number 3 is about pitch. Now, this is when you're making the first outreach, and there's a very good chance that this pitch is going to happen over a phone call. It may not happen in person at the moment, may not happen on Zoom. It's probably a pitch that you're making. It's a phone call that you're making. So this is about getting on the phone, introducing yourself. Okay, one very, very important terminology here, WIIFT. Can anyone tell me what WIIFT stands for? Because in the first 20 seconds on the phone, you need to give them the WIIFT. Otherwise, they'll be like, you know what, not interested. Thank you, 100%. Intelligent people here, so many what's in it for them. What's in it for them? 20 seconds, Kandar. You need to let them know what's in it for them. Why should they be talking to you? Or are they just wasting your call or their time as they would be on insurance, banking, pest control, certifications, all those things that happen. So very, very important to let them know why you're calling. Have a pre-prepared script. Have the questions to fact find. Okay, qualify them. Say, once you've done your WIIFT, have you ever done dash? When was the last time you spent dash? I mean, these are important fact-finding questions that you need to be using in your pitch. Make your big claim. Tell them what you can do and why you need to actually get more time for them when you can actually prove what you can actually do for them. Okay, ask for permission to prove. Say, this is great. We're having this conversation on the phone, but I need a little bit more time. Can I have a permission from you to do this over a Zoom call or meet in person? So step number 3 is pitching. Okay, get that appointment. Ensure it's in their calendar. Ensure it's in your calendar, because you won't want to land up on that day and find out that no one showed up for the meeting. How many of you have had that happen to you? Just give me an age that you were expecting someone on Zoom call, the person never showed up. You went for a meeting and they're like, "Acha, aa gaye, humko to pata hi nahi tha," because it wasn't in the calendar. It's happened to me. And I learned from there as well. So absolutely and perfectly okay as well. So you make your pitch. Step number 4 is about providing. Now, this is after the phone call and before you actually get on them, get to meet them either on a Zoom call or Teams or face-to-face, is about providing them certain stuff. So this happens between the phone call and the video call. And basically what you want to do is send them write-ups, send them reviews, send them testimonials, send them success stories. How many of you have testimonials? Give me a T in the chat box, because this is a great time to be sharing them. If you have video testimonials, even better. Okay, explainer videos, awesome. And I know in Avi's community, there is no way that micro video masters cannot go ahead and share these things. So you send out those things that build credibility. All right. Step number 5 is where you actually prove. And this is on a Zoom call, video call. Now with things opening up, it can even be live, right? Show them why they should do this. Okay, why your organization, why your product, why your service, why is that the solution? Okay, why you? Remember, people in sales have to trust you first. Sales is about trust, likability, and credibility. If you agree, give me a AAA. Trust, likability, credibility. Okay, AAA. Yes, if you agree on that one. So you must tell them why you need to prove it to them on this particular call. Why your company? And if you have a solution that you can show them, if there is a demo, show them the demo right here in the prove step as well. Okay, so that is our 5th step in the virtual sales superstar model. The last step is about prevailing. Okay, and here it's about be ready to send them an offer. If they say, "Acha, email bhej dena, baad mein bata dena," hey, you know what? I have it with me right here. Can I bring it up on my screen right now? And they'd be like, "Dude, why do you want to email it to us later?" No, be ready to bring up that offer right there and then. I have closed out contracts of crazy value by bringing an offer right there. I'm saying, if I share it with you right now, don't you think it'll save everyone's time? And they'll be like, "Okay, let's take a look." Right? Share the screen right there, share the proposal right there, tell them why they should be doing this. Okay, tell them why the urgency to act is now. Ask them for their preferred payment method. What is your favorite payment method? Throw it in the chat box. I'd love to know. Right? Debit card, credit card, bank transfer, Stripe, throw it in the chat box. Ask them for their payment method. Do what needs to be done. Right? UPI, of course, that's where the big money transfers. Okay, do what needs to be done right there. Tell them what happens after the sign up. Tell them the journey that they will be on, what's going to really happen with you once you've actually done this. Okay, and then it's time to collect the payment, cash to cash, Bhupinder. I like that. Collect the payment, okay, and then go back to step 1 with the next prospect and repeat. Ladies and gentlemen, the people who've done this have absolutely crushed it. Okay, you need to be trying out the virtual hybrid superstar model. Okay, trust me on that one. So the best way to beat villain number 1, okay, which is Red Skull, like kick Red Skull's ass, is get your game on with hybrid sales. It is the new normal. All of you agreed with that one as well. And thank you. And with that, let's get on to beating villain number 2. Okay, this is one of my favorite. As a sales guy, definitely one of my favorite. Okay, and this is no response to follow up. How many of you have been ghosted in recent times? Just give me a GHOST in the chat box if you've been ghosted recently by a client. Like when someone said, "Ha, boss, karna hi karna," and then before you know, phone nahi utha rahe, gayab ho gaye, they've gone missing completely, right? That's completely ghosted. Again, happens a lot. So let's see what we can do about that one as well, because this one is going to be super useful. So again, if you're writing notes, write this one down, that sales is a contact sport. Okay. Whoever makes the most contacts, okay, gets the most contracts. Okay, you need to go out there and make those contacts. Very, very important. Whoever makes the most contacts wins the most sales. All right. So it is a sport that you will all be playing. Okay, from today on, very, very important as well. Okay. However, I want to ask you this: does every sale close on the first contact? Yes or no? Put that in the chat box. The first time you reach out to someone, does the sale close? Yeah, I'm seeing lots of no's. Yes, absolutely. No matter who you are. I mean, you could be Grant Cardone, and you could be Jared, and you could be Avi, and you could be GB, and you could be anyone. But a sale will not close the first time, right? Agil is saying, "No way, man." Absolutely agree. So what you really have to follow up, what you really have to believe in is the follow-up. And follow-up is the single biggest opportunity to grow your business short of spending $1 million in advertising. And I know some of you have $1 million to spend. Use that $1 million to buy yourself something nice. Okay, put it in the stock market. Don't spend it, on your advertising when you can follow up. Okay, so what is follow-up? The definition is something that completes something and takes it all the way. Okay, it takes your prospect from being a prospect to becoming your customer. And follow-up is an activity of seeing something all the way through, all the way to the end. There are some facts on follow-up, extremely, extremely important. Again, things I want to share with you right here. Okay, 20% of salespeople never follow up a prospect. They don't. They say, Kiya tha, especially your teams, if you have teams. How many of you have teams here? Give me a T in the chat box. Because sometimes your team, you'll pass them a lead, you'll pass them a query, you'll pass them a web form, and they'll probably say, Haji, Kiya tha, phone nahi uthaya. Dude, they probably never even call back the second time. So this section is going to be very, very important for your teams as well. In fact, if your teams aren't sleeping, wake them up and say, Aaja boss, 15-20 minute mein education milne wali hai, right? So 20% of salespeople never follow up a prospect. 65% of companies don't even nurture leads. And what I mean by that is they have no CRM. Okay, forget CRM, boss. They don't even have a Google Doc or a Google Sheet to maintain their data in. And then they're like, ha, ek bari kiya tha, gum gaya, pata nahi. How many of you here are using a CRM? Just give me a CRM in the chat box, because that is like 2 thumbs ups if you are, or at least a Google Sheet. Okay, so CRM is great. Otherwise, at least a Google Sheet. Awesome. Good to see some of those coming in as well. 25% of salespeople don't even make a second contact. Okay, 25% of salespeople don't even make a second contact. I mean, that's just sad. And the reason why it's sad is because of something called the 98-2 rule. 98% of the people you interact with will not buy from you on the first contact. They will not. Only 2% of people buy from you on the first contact. 3% of people will buy from you on the second contact. 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth. 80% of all sales close between the 5th to the 12th follow-up, sometimes even more. Sometimes even more. Only 2% on the first contact. I'll bring up the other figures as well, so you can take a screenshot of this one as well. Okay, this is pure gold, and this is something that Grant has been saying for 36 years. Okay, think about it. For some of your best customers, how many times did you have to follow up before they became your customer? Throw in the number of follow-ups in the chat box. I would love to know. How many follow-ups did it take before they became your customers? Right? 3s. Interesting. Awesome. Shubham, 99. Like Ajay is Mr. 10x all the way through, right? 20, 10, 5, 6, 7. It's important to be consistent. It's important to continuously follow up, right? 80% of sales are still on the table till the 5th contact. 80% of sales will close between the 5th and the 12th contact, sometimes even longer. So follow up is important, okay? You need to be someone who follows up. If you are the first person to follow up, you have a 50% higher chance of getting the business. If you're writing notes, write this one down. If you're not first, you're last. If you're not first, you're last. That lead comes into your website. That lead comes into you on your phone, your WhatsApps, whatever. You need to act fast. You need to act quick. 73% of sales leads that even come to you are not ready to buy. Only 27% of the people that come into your website, your office, any of the places where they get in touch with you are ready to buy. So don't be disappointed if the sale hasn't happened. Just follow up. Just follow up. And sometimes I ask people this, do you sometimes get scared that, if I follow up too much, phone, WhatsApp, all these kind of things, people will get annoyed, people will get irritated, and they might actually feel like, jab hamara phone bajega, they might actually feel like, just taking and, giving us one of these if they actually did have us in front of us. Happens, but we have to be innovative in our follow-up. And I want to give you today 10 things that you can do in your follow-up. Is it okay if we overshoot by like 5 minutes? Okay, because I know we're kind of, a little behind. Is it okay? Yeah, awesome.
Oh,
cool.
Absolutely. We're enjoying it. Gaurav, please keep going.
All right, lovely. Okay, so the top 10 techniques that you should use like today. Okay, that you should use today, like today, like tonight, okay, like after we finish at 10 o'clock, 10:30 when I finish, okay? So the 10 follow-up techniques that you should use today. And thank you we actually have a higher number now than we did when we started. So thank you, my gratitude. I know it's late, but stay with me. Okay, the magic is going to happen. Okay, awesome. So let's take a look at the 10 follow-up techniques that you should use today. Number 1, and do this right after you have met with someone, Zoom call, Teams call, face-to-face call. The number 1 thing that you should be doing with them as soon as the meeting finishes, within 5 minutes, okay, is just send them a message. All right. And this could be a text message, WhatsApp. Thank them for their time. Okay. And this has to happen within 5 minutes of actually meeting them. Thank them for their time and just tell them that it was great meeting with you. I have a solution, that's coming up for you. Please save my name and number so that the next time I call you, you actually know who I am. right? And if you do this, rest assured, you've made an impression on them. They still remember you. Do this within 5 minutes of the meeting and they will save your number and it'll become easier. How many of you think this is easy and you can do it? Just give me an E in the chat box if you think this one is easy. Lovely. They're all easy. Okay. They're all easy. Okay. This one is my favorite right now because I'm doing everything in this technique. The one I'm going to share with you now, of course, learn from, Avi and all the time I spent with him together. And this is about, using the power of video. Okay, using the power of video. So send them, even when you're sending offers, don't send them written offers, don't send them PDFs, send them a video offer. Okay, pull out your phone, set up your cameras. I'm sure all of you have great green screens and setups and everything else. Record a short video and just let them know what you have in mind for them. Okay, tell them what you're working on, for them. Do you think this will work? Give me a yes, no, maybe. YNM. What do you think? What's going to happen? Okay, because I'm going to share with you in 2 minutes, okay, what I did with Microsoft. Okay, this is a contract that I won for Microsoft in 7 countries in the APAC region. This video coming up on your screen right now.
Hi, Miss Man. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Today was just recording some podcasts and thought I'll answer your mail and thought I'll just do a quick video around that. So you'd inquired about what we intend to cover in the session that I do for Microsoft. So primarily session 1 is around goals, but very, very interestingly done with a session that I've custom curated, with a system that I've custom curated. And we start with why. We start with why because why truly is the building blocks of goals. We talk about that. We talk about the reasons why goal setting, normally fails. I always thought there were 11 reasons why people actually fail on goals. There are actually 12, and we'll talk about that. We'll also bring in a lot of insights on goals and then talk about the 6 areas where one needs to be setting goals. I think too often, even leaders at companies, they often, just ignore certain key areas. So we'll talk about all the 6 areas where you need to set goals. We'll talk about the 4 durations you need to set goals. We'll talk about the Scaling with GB Goal Planner. The Scaling with GB Goal Planner is actually this book right here, and it's fantastic. And of course, it's something that I recommend everyone in the leadership gets, and it gives you the entire system on how you go about it and how you do it.
So do you think post this video, do you think we got the mandate or we did not? Yes or no? Just give me a Y or N in the chat box. We did. And it was a multi-country mandate. And of course, we've used this extensively after that. So use the power of video. It's fantastic. Okay, with that said, let's jump into follow-up technique number 3. Okay, always have a special offer that you can send them. Okay, people love free stuff. How many of you love getting free things? Okay, just give me a FREE in the chat box. And this could be something like a free diagnostic. Insurance professionals do this really well. It could be a free service. I've seen jewelers do this. I've seen air conditioning companies do this. I've seen website consultants do this. I've seen social media, professionals do this. Say, hey, we're just coming in to check out, your ad account and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe give them something for free. Give them something of value. Always works great. Technique number 4 is start liking and sharing their LinkedIn posts. Okay, connect with them on Instagram. It's a great way to get on their radar, stay on their radar. Yes, they may not be buying from you immediately, but they will remember you. Okay, that's really, really important. So Instagram is awesome. How many of you think Instagram is awesome in terms of connecting with people? Just give me a IG in the chat box, where Instagram is truly awesome, right? So great way of doing that as well. Technique number 5. Okay, sometimes you can consider them as a person of influence and ask them to come in and address your community. Okay, invite them to speak at your company, your club, your alumni group, even your networking groups. I mean, absolutely anywhere. Okay, you can actually come in to do like what Avi asked me to come in and do today. He said, GB, can you come in and talk to my community? So once, they come in and do that and they see the amazing people who are there, on the group, they're like, oh my God, like this is truly something fantastic that has been built. And it's a great way of giving them, the respect and then also taking business transactions actually forward. So it could even be to a Zoom event, a webinar, something that you may be doing, invite them to that. Technique number 6 is send them an industry specific case study. Okay, something that you can send them which you think will be of interest to them. So send them, a case study, send them. Now know this, in none of these ways are you actually trying to sell them. You're just trying to creatively stay in touch with them. So you send them that case study, say, received this, thought of you, and I thought this would be awesome, right? So you send them a case study. Number 7, okay, sometimes you tell them, I have a special, service, a special product, something which is going to be only shown to you first. So can I get all your key stakeholders on a call where I can actually share this with you? So you are launching something for their eyes only. And that is a fantastic way of following up, right? I love this one. I completely love this one. Okay, who has missed the movies? Give me a MISS if you missed the movies in the course of the last, well, the time that we missed the movies, right? Like going to a hall and actually, being at a hall. Who's actually missed that? Many of us. Yeah. So a client of ours, he did this as well, right? He was a real estate guy in Gurgaon, and he went and he gave, 2 movie tickets to one of the people he was following up with, hadn't done business, and this of course pre-pandemic. And when those 2 movie tickets were given, okay, the next day after the movie was over, this guy's phone rings. He sees it's that gentleman. He picks up the phone and he says, "Anji, bhai sahab, bhabhi ji aapse baat karengi." And he's like, "Bhabhi ji aapse baat karengi?" Matlab pata nahi kya ho gaya hai. Like maybe I sent them to a wrong movie or something. And bhabhi ji comes on the phone and says, "Bhai sahab, aapko shukriya karne ke liye phone kar rahi hu. भाई साहब को मैं बोल रही हूँ 3 साल से मुझे पिक्चर के लिए ले जाए और कल आपकी टिकटें आई, हम पिक्चर पे गए, अच्छा लगा." Okay, and then Bhai Sahab comes on the phone again and says, "Bhai Sahab, Monday aake ek bari office mein milna." And he went back to meet the guy on Monday, and the guy's like, "Dude, that was an awesome evening spent with my wife. Thank you. And I think we should do some business together." And 3 months later, they were doing transactions in Gurgaon, okay, in real estate of crores. So 350 rupees spent on movie tickets. And look what it did for him, right? So just another great one. Actually, we have so many of these. I'm just giving you 10 today. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here forever. Number 10. Okay, host a webinar, right? Host a webinar and throw, and people say, "Oh, webinars don't work." I said, "Dude, are you crazy? Like webinars don't work? Like that's like saying picking up the phone and making a call doesn't work." Okay, it's a great way to reach out. Okay, so host a webinar, invite them on, along with the invite, you can send them like physical gifts. People today are sending out swag bags with, they'll say, "Boss, your sipper bottle, caps, t-shirts, all these things." Send them physical gifts that they can actually wear to the webinars as well. Avi is already doing this. So that's another great follow-up technique as well. Okay, and the one I love the most, like imagine 1 year, okay, 1 year you've been following up with someone and they still haven't given you business. Type out in the chat box, what will you do after 1 year of continuous follow-up and still not getting any closure? What will you do? Yeah, I'm just going to pause for a second, till some replies come in. Become friends and know. Interesting, Radha. Keep following up. I like that, man. That absolutely. But this is the message you want to send them on your first year, okay? Is you want to call them up and say, "Happy anniversary." Okay. Happy anniversary, happy birthday. Yes, be direct up front. Send them a cake if you have to. Say, "Boss, पिछले साल मिले थे 7th October 2020 में मिले थे, 1 साल हो गया, अभी तक धंधा नहीं आया, मतलब क्या गलती हो गई बता दो यार." So be direct, be upfront, and just ask, "Oh, year is up. I want to be asking you what happened." Right? It's actually our anniversary. People try this and it works. People have tried this on me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I have to give you business." Right? So you have to try this one out. If you've been following up with someone for 1 year and business hasn't come, right? That's definitely my favorite. So there's a whole bunch of stuff you can really do. Okay, a whole bunch of stuff you can do. So like I said, try sending out newsletters, recycle, redo. Out of the 11 that I've given, like maybe pick up 3 or 4 and try it out, and it'll be super. Some will work, some won't work, but really cool stuff happens. Of course, like I said, follow them on social media, comment, like, acknowledge, do all that stuff as well. Will a prospect feel bad for sending a cake? Send them a virtual cake. Okay, if you think they will, I don't know, they probably appreciate it. If anyone sent me a cake, unless I had like really bad diabetes, which I probably still wouldn't mind getting a cake. So why not? Yeah. Like I said, call to wish them happy birthday. And if it's not, then say, "Oh, when is your birthday? I had it today." They say, "No, boss, my birthday is 13 December. Call them on 13 December and actually wish them. So the ways are endless. Okay, the thing is, these are just some of the things you can do. Like I said, there are so many more that are out there. Just know that it doesn't follow up, doesn't mean phone utaya, "Haji sir, order nahi aaya, WhatsApp bheja, sir, order, what happened?" Right? If those things happen, then they'll want to beat you up, they'll want to block you. And the worst possible thing you can do is send them a good morning message every morning, because then they're going to hate you for it. How many of you agree with that one? Just give me an A in the chat box. Man, we hate getting those good morning messages, right? You don't want to do that. So a lot of innovative stuff, this is just an indication of what you can do. Again, coming back to the importance of follow-up is don't quit. Write down those words. If you're taking notes, write down those words. Don't quit. Cut out the NT, cut out the Q. You just do it and put it somewhere where you can see it. Because if you're being lazy around follow-up, hey, it's not something you need to be doing. Be so persistent in your follow-up that you stand out as the only choice. ठीक है, उन्हें अभी नहीं खरीदा यार. But जब भी खरीदेंगे, whenever they're ready to buy, they should be thinking of you first before they think of anyone else. Be that persistent. If they even hear that someone in your industry is looking for someone in their friend circle is looking for you or in the industry, they should be calling you up and saying, you know what, I know this great guy, this great girl. I think they are the people for you because they follow up amazingly well. And I'm sure they are fantastic, right? So be that persistent. And I love this particular quote. Okay. And this came from another GB, and a GB who was there like many years, ago. And he said this, and he said, also remember, in the battle between the stream and the rock, okay, in the battle between the stream and the rock, the stream always wins, not through strength, but through perseverance. Stay persistent. Okay. If you love this quote, just give me a love, LOVE, in the chat box, right? It was written by the Gautam Buddha. So again, like I said, very profound. So always remember, you need to stay persistent. All right, so beating villain number 2, as we come to our concluding villain, was about being innovative, being persistent in your following up, and standing out as the right choice / the only choice. I mean, Avi, man, fantastic. We've been on for like 42 minutes and not a single person has dropped. Like, awesome. I mean, how good is that? All right, villain number 3, before we come to the challenge for the day, and this is another one which is important, okay, for all those people who wrote that, sometimes there is doubt, there is confusion, there is lack of, direction, lack of clarity. And in my work with some of the largest companies in the world, I have seen that they suffer from this as well, like top performing sales guys and sales girls. And I'm like, tell me about this particular thing. And they're like, you know what? They're like, we lack in this area. So this is going to be an important one. Okay, so I know a lot of us have heard about, goals and all of that, but this is goals done differently. Okay, so if there's one thing that will always serve you, okay, and serve as your compass, that will be your goals. Even in the deepest, darkest days, we need to always go back to our goals, right? So do you set goals? Okay, give me a yes, no, maybe, in case, you do set goals, because I'm sure many of you actually do that, right? That would be one of Avi's principal teachings as well. Because amazingly, okay, a lot of professionals and business owners, they set them, but they set them wrong. Okay, and there shouldn't be goals that look like that. Because for many people, goals actually look like that. They sit down on the 25th of December and they say, okay, my goal for next year is this. And by the 15th of January, those goals have, well, started to look like, something on your screen right now until the next year comes. So yeah, not the best. Okay, a lot of people's goals look like that. And that's okay. It's okay, Shantani. It's just something that happens, right? But just know this, that it needs to be goal setting that's done differently. And a wise man once said, and of course a very wise man, with no offense to anyone here, wiser than perhaps many of us here even put together, where he says that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you set goals the way you set goals in the past, well, don't be surprised if you get the same results. Agree? Give me an A in the chat box. So yes, we have goals, but it's important to write them. It's important to review them. And there's a crazy difference between people who have no goals, which I know is no one in this community, people who have goals only in their head, which is 14% of the population. You have 3%, okay, who have written goals, and this 3% is 30 times more successful than people who have no goals, right? But the ones I love are the 1% club, because the 1% club are the guys who write, they review, they execute, okay, they act. ACT, action changes things. And these people are 100 times more successful than people who have no goals. And 83% of the world's population, ladies and gentlemen, 83% of the people you are competing with, ladies and gentlemen, they don't set goals. Crazy, right? Crazy. So my first goal setting book, and this is autumn 1992, before I even met Avi, I'd gone to Archie's Gallery in Def Call Market, and I'd actually picked up this book, which was lockable. And, so that my parents couldn't see it and stuff. And my goals at the age of 16 was about having a little bit of money in the bank, getting into the stock market for the first time. Soon after, it was about buying those mobile phones. Who remembers 1992, 93, when the phones first came out and Motorola had that big Hathoda wala phone, like the brick, man, you could be like a weapon, right? So it was about, getting, that kind of phone and a car and all of that. Of course, having a little bit of money, those were my goals as well. And of course, 70%, that's why I ended up doing English honors in Bhagat Singh, because not very ambitious, and playing golf to a 16 handicap, which despite waking up to, at 6 o'clock in the morning in Vegas, I still don't play 16 handicap golf. Tragic. Followed by diaries, Excel sheets, and a whole bunch of other stuff. In 2015, I saw Darren Hardy's Living Your Best Year Ever Planner, which was interesting. Grant Cardone's 10x planner 2018, also not bad. Tom Bialu, Impact Theory, his Impact Theory planner 2019, again not bad. And then of course, received some gifts from people in my community. This was last year as well. But the crazy part, the spark in my eyes, yes, 100%, right? Thank you. Perceptive. These systems went from really simple to ultra complex. It happens with a lot of people who do goals. They went from weekly goals to yearly goals. So some asked for stuff which was just irrelevant. And I would ask people, boss, matlab goal setting kara rahe ho ki janam patri banwa rahe ho, right? Because it was crazy. I mean, how much some of these systems really asked for, and some just took too much time to maintain. Okay, how many of you have been in this situation where you were even confused the hell out of how to even start? If this has happened to any of you, just give me a ME in the chat box. Yeah, like a me if this has been you, because truly that's what had happened to many, right? And I knew there had to be a better way. So in April 2020, I said something can be done. There has to be a better way. And one day I come and I lock myself into a room and I said, no one disturb me until I am out with this. And then end of the day, maybe like 11 hours later, I came back with the Scaling with GB goal setting system, which I'd love to give to all of you today, by the way. So the goal system was accompanied by a planner, which is super. It's called the Scaling with GB Goal Planner. And like I said, I'd love to give that to everyone here today as well. Because just know this, and I'm going to go over this really quick. Goal setting has to happen over 6 areas. You can't only be thinking about work. You can't only be thinking about health. You can't only be thinking about money. You can't only be thinking about the stock market. I mean, it has to be balanced, right? So goal setting has to happen over 6 areas. Write this one down, important points as we come to the challenge and the wrap up for today. So goal setting has to happen in 6 areas. First, pick work, because work is important. Work creates a lot of happiness, a lot of abundance, a lot of good things. So this is about the revenue you want to make, the income you want to make, what you want to do for your company, for yourself. So work is important. Always start with work. Number 2 is finance. Okay, once you're working well and you're bringing in some money, what do you want to do with that money? Where do you want to park that money for it to grow? Where do you all invest your money? Throw it in the chat box. I'd love to know, right? The stock market, gold, bonds, mutual funds, right? Bitcoin, though I'm not a big crypto fan, but hey, you never know, right? In myself, I love that one. Thank you. Right? So where do you want to park that money for safety, security, opportunity? Never save for a rainy day. Okay, if there's one thing you want to take away today, never save for a rainy day, never save for a contingency. If you save for a rainy day or you save for a contingency, what you will get is a rainy day. What you will get is a contingency. Instead, name your fund, your opportunity fund. Because when you save for opportunities, what you will get is opportunity. Okay, so if you call your fund contingency fund or whatever, change it to opportunity fund. Okay, so opportunity fund. Number 3, lifestyle. Right, save for my parents. So nice, right? So the things that you want to buy, the holiday that you want to take. Who's looking to take a holiday later this year, early next year? Where do you want to go? Throw it in the chat box. Right. So the lifestyle, okay, is about what do you want to buy? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to travel? What's that indulgence I want to have? Right. So very, very important to have a lifestyle goal as well. Maldives, UK, absolutely. Covaxin will get approved and we will all travel again. Okay, that's what I always tell myself. Okay, mental goals, very, very important. You're all here, all 140 of you are still on this call. No one has dropped off, okay, because you guys and girls all have mental goals. What do you want to learn? What do you want to read? What do you want to improve in? Okay, this also includes your giving goals, your charity goals, your spirituality. You all started with meditation. How many of you here believe in giving to charity? Give me a C in the chat box if you believe in giving to charity. So, so important. It should be your mental goal. You should even have your giving goal for your charity written down in your planners. All right. Number 5, health goal. How many of you agree that thanks to the pandemic, we've realized that, boss, if health is lost, everything is lost. Right? If you agree with that statement, just give me an A in the chat box. So it's important to stay healthy. Okay, it's important to have your ideal weight, your fitness. I mean, look at Avi. He's always working out, exercising, hitting the gym, right? Doing his yoga, doing his meditation. I mean, all these things are important. You need to stay healthy. Because if you don't have healthy, okay, then, I mean, I may have woken up at 5:30 in the morning and given my first talk at 6:30, but it is 10:10 at night. And I can still go, ladies and gentlemen, for 2 more hours without being tired because I have my health right and my health figured out. Okay, so it's important. All right. And the last one is family and relationships. Okay. Kitna paisa kamaoge, kya karoge, right? You need to have to share that with someone. You need to share that with someone. with your spouse, with your significant others, the relationships that you want with your parents. Some of you have elderly parents. Bhupinder put in, he's saving for his parents. I mean, well done. So the relationship that you want with your parents, the relationship that you want with your children, extended families, nieces, nephews, with your staff. What will your staff say about you? Will they say that, okay, this person was, someone who was kind and, grateful, or was he or her or she, I mean, pardon my French, an asshole? I don't know. Relationships with your team matter. It's the teamwork that makes the dream work. Never forget that. And of course, with your networking groups, with your communities and all of that, very, very important as well. So I'm going to bring up all 6 on the screen. Again, take a screenshot. Always start with work. After that, choose your priority. I mean, it's okay. What is most important to you? Type it out in the chat box. I'd love to know that as well. You can give me a W, F, L, M, H, or FR in the chat box. But like I said, start with work. But after that, anything that you want is good. Awesome. Awesome. Good to see all those coming in as well. Another question that I would get asked a lot is, GB, what should be the duration of these goals? How long should those goals be? 3 months, 1 year, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years, right? So my system actually has 4 durations. Short-term goals, which are 3 months, medium-term goals, which are 1 year goals, long-term goals, which are 5-year goals. And of course, legacy goals are your 10-year plus goals. We need to know what our legacy will be. We need to know what we will be remembered for. Because ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, one day we will all be gone. We will all be gone. But what will we be remembered for? Legacy goals. You can't ever, forget that as well. So things that your children will say, your future generations will say, what your staff will say, what will they write about me after I'm gone? I mean, all of these things are very, very important. How many goals in each duration? So again, I don't want you to think too much about this because I'm going to be sending you all the soft copy version of the planners anyway, and I'm going to send that to Avi as well. So he can also send that your way. But of course, I'll also tell you certain other ways that you can get that as well. So in that, there are all the instructions, everything is there. So you'll be able to figure the entire piece out. So short-term goals, 6 areas, choose any 2. Medium-term goals, 6 areas, each area, pick 1. Long-term goals, 6 areas, right? All the 6, work, finance, health, all of them, pick one goal. Work on them, with a 5-year perspective, and of course have legacy goals where you would pick 2 as well. And of course, is it just enough to write these goals? Yes, no. We must also act. We must also act. So the planner also has a place where you can write your actions and things that you can do in terms of, what is your action for the week for that goal. So all of that is going to be there as well in this particular system. And like I said, it's absolutely fantastic. And it is the ultimate goal setting system. I've tried this with leaders around the world, and they've all come back and said, this is super. Execution plan, 100%. Review and act, 100%. So of course, I'd love to give this to each and every one of you today as well. And of course, I will send it to Avi as well. And in case you do follow me on Instagram, that'll be awesome. If you also follow our YouTube channel, that will be like 10x. All right. If you connect with me on LinkedIn and Clubhouse, like I said, always giving out lots and lots of value. So if you can, fill out the form on this link, and the link is, it's just for Avi. So my team will know exactly where to send you that as well. Anubhav, thank you so much for posting that. And just put your email ID and we will not spam you. We will just send you the goal planner. All right. So, and you can start with this like tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. I know some of you already follow me on Instagram. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, just know this, that even in your darkest days, your goals will keep you on track. Write them every week, review them every day. Okay, you only need 30 to 40 minutes to actually go ahead and do this. So beating villain number 3, doubt, confusion, lack of direction will happen through reviewing and sticking to your goals and taking those daily actions, and your planner will help you do just that. So as in all of Avi's sessions, I want to also give you a 7-day challenge. But before that, tell me, was it useful? I mean, in terms of the 3 villain beating techniques that were taught to you, if it was useful, just give me a U in the chat box. Would love to know before we actually come to the challenge. Awesome. Thank you very much. Like I said, I appreciate the fact that 140 people are still on, and have found value. The challenge is going to be super. Okay. The challenge will be the icing on the cake. Okay. So I want to share this with each and every one of you as well, because this is going to be interesting. We've never done this before. When Avi spoke about this today, I'm like, awesome, let me design a challenge which has never been shared ever before, only for your community. Okay. And what I want to do is I want you all to start activating your power base from tomorrow morning. And the challenge is going to be around the power base as well. Okay. So it is called the 7-day power base challenge. You have 7 days to achieve this, crush this, and do some really cool stuff around this. So some of you are wondering, okay, GB, that's great, but dude, what is the power base? All right, let me tell you what the power base is. Everyone has a power base. Okay, and in sales, the easiest sale that you will make in your life are to people that already know you, like you, trust you, and want to help you. How many of you agree with that one? Just give me an AGREE. Okay, and that you agree with this particular statement. Awesome, all caps, I love that. Okay, everyone, each and every one of us on this call has a fan club, and you don't have to be Shah Rukh Khan to have a fan club. Okay, all of you have fans, all of you have people who look up to you, respect you, want to help you, and we need to tap into that power base. Okay, identify them, don't ignore them, work it, use it, and mine it. All right. So how do we build this thing called the power base? So the first thing before you build anything is that you need to know what all does it actually include. So it is not limited to, but it does include all of these things. So one is, of course, your family members, okay, people in your immediate or not so immediate family, friends, relatives, associates with past jobs, past employees, current clients, past clients. All of these people actually make up your power base. Are some of you part of a club? Okay, like Avi spoke about how we met at the Delhi Golf Club, so yes, that's my club, and that's where we meet. And if you are part of clubs, right, awesome. So Dipali is part of COI. Yeah, so if you're part of clubs, networking groups, all of those people are actually your power base, right? The schools that you went to, the kids that you know back from school. I have connected with everyone from Columbus to Sanar to DPS to Bhagat Singh. I'm in touch with all of them. They're all in part of my power base. Networking groups. Okay, I'm in BNI, I'm in IGC, I'm wherever I am. So all those groups are there as well. Awesome, brothers in IIC and IHC, super. Even your religious groups. Okay, all of those places are your groups. Even people that didn't like you are actually in your power base. I mean, I know this guy who beat me up a lot in school. He didn't really like me. Even he's in my power base. Even he's okay being contacted by me. Yeah, awesome. Toastmasters, BNI, lovely, Nidhi. So now you'll think that, okay, GB, you're asking me to reach out to someone who I haven't spoken to since school. How many years ago were you actually in grade 5? Okay, just do the math and throw the number in the chat box. I'd love to know, because I'm asking you to reach out to someone who you haven't met since maybe the 5th grade. Okay, and no one's judging you by how old you are, just by that. 29, wow, right? 10, 9, awesome. So think about, okay, you're thinking, okay, GB, I need to contact my power base. I mean, dude, what am I going to tell them? What am I going to say to them? What am I going to even write to them? So the first thing is start building the list. Okay, put in their name, phone numbers, email IDs, if you can connect with them on Facebook, etc. All that is great as well. Pick up your phone and just see, who all's details do you really have. Reach out to them and just ask them, how's it going? Like, what's really happening with you? The purpose of the contact is not to sell them something. I'll repeat, the purpose of the contact is not to sell them something. It is just about renewing the power base. It's just about getting back in touch. Time to renew. Okay. So how many of you think that each person knows at least, 10 people who could potentially be a buyer for your product or service? Give me a Y in the chat box. If you think that, if you know someone who could potentially at least know 10 more people who could buy your product and service. This is powerful, right? This is powerful. So connect with your power base over the phone, drop them a mail, use social media. Of course, the most powerful way you can do it is actually catch up with them, face-to-face, breakfast, lunch, dinner, golf, right? Golf is powerful. But if you don't have golf, anything else also works. Okay, and I always say, and this was told to me by one of my students, he says, IMAIL, EYE, IMAIL is always stronger than email. Okay, IEYE, like face-to-face, sitting across someone. Okay, if you agree with that one, give me an A in the chat box as well. So when you reach out to these people and somebody's saying, boss, 30 साल से हमने बात नहीं की, मतलब क्या करेंगे, क्या पूछेंगे? Hey, right now the pandemic's given us a great reason to get back to them. So how are you post the pandemic? How's uncle, how's auntie, how's the kids, how's the family? Where are you working? I hope things are fine. Hope kids are, holding up and, they haven't gone crazy, doing classes on Zoom for the last, 18 months or whatever it's been. Restore the relationship. Ask these questions. When you ask these questions, what do you think they will do in return? Type it out in the chat box. What do you think they will do in return when you ask them these questions? Yeah, type it out. No wrong answers. They will ask the same. They'll feel cared for. They'll be touched. They will connect. You are restoring the relationship. Connect. Like, dude, like, awesome. Awesome. Absolutely. So restore and rebuild. Okay. And I always tell this to everyone I meet. If you talk about yourself, if all of us, I know we love coming on camera and talking about ourselves, but if we come and talk about ourselves, what we will get is a sale. But when your network starts talking about your solution, what you will get is a sales force. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you want? Sale or sales force? Type it out in the chat box. S or SF. What do you want for yourself? SF 100%, Salesforce all the way. Salesforce all the way. So one of the best places to start building a power base from is this thing that we all have in our hands, like this mobile phone that we all have in our hands. Pick it up tomorrow, okay, and start the challenge. What is the challenge? Let me tell you what the challenge is now as well. Time to pay attention, take notes, each and every one of you, the 140 of you who are still here, appreciate. Okay, day one, start creating a list of your power base. Open your phone and start creating that list. Take a Google Sheet, Excel, CRM, whatever you want, maybe even Google Sheet, because it can be simple and you can export your contacts, into it from your mobile phone. Okay, create a file, call it your power base, export your contacts and start putting them under subsheets. Family, friends, colleagues, like different, charts and different sheets underneath it. So start doing that. Okay, put down their name, their phone number, and their email ID. And the reason why I say phone number is because you are going to reach out to them on the phone. Okay, that's part of the challenge. Day two onwards. Okay, so day one is tomorrow, which is Friday. So day two, Saturday, great time to start reaching out to people. Okay, start reaching out to them, minimum of 3 people per day, and asking some of those questions. How do we keep score? How do we know who really won? So if you complete your day one task tomorrow, okay, or at least start on your day one task tomorrow, and if you get a lot of contacts exported, 10 points. Day 2 to day 5, okay, which is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Day 2 to day 5, if you call 3 to 5 people every day, 5 points. Okay, if you manage to get through to these many people, 6 to 10 people, 10 points for each day. And if you actually reached out to 11 plus people on the phone, okay, each of those days, give yourself 15 points for each day. All right. And then there are bonus points. Let me just go back for a sec so you can take a screenshot. Okay. And this is, how many of you think you could do this? Give me a DT in the chat box that, hey, I could do this. And how many points are you gunning for after 5 days? Okay, throw that in the chat box as well. And then I'm going to come to the bonus stuff. Okay, because all games must have a bonus. I was a game designer, by the way, when I was a kid. I created the stock market game and the first pack of WWF trump cards. So I love games and challenges. Okay, so getting some bonus points. Don't give it a try, Smita. Do it, because try is die. Nahi hoga. If you say try, to abhi khatam hai. Okay, let's make that into I will do it. Okay, no excuses. We do whatever it takes. Alrighty. So actually fixed now bonus points. If you actually were able to fix a face-to-face meeting and met them, okay, 10 bonus points for every meeting. All right, that'd be super bonus. And if you gave or got some business, because know this, that sometimes you may want to give, okay, instead of even get. And I mean, we're BNI people, right? So sometimes you say, give us gain and all that, it works. Trust me on that one. So if you were able to even give or got back some business, all right, 20 points. So Zoom is face-to-face. You know what, right now, why not? Because it is the virtual world, right? We spoke about hybrid selling. So let's see, yes, even Zoom is face-to-face. Totally with you, Nimbit. Thanks for putting that out there as well. All right, and at the end of 7 days, DM me your score, send Team Avi your score as well. And what we'll do is, I mean, apart from the prizes that Avi will send your way, I will send some prizes your way for sure. And of course, top performers, and also give them a shout out. All right, so who is in it to win it? Give me a in it to win it in the chat box if you are in to win this challenge. All right. Lovely. So concluding things, I know I overshot by 4 minutes. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to finish at 1 hour. It's 1 hour, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Damn it. But as I come to the concluding piece, 3 things I want you all to take away from today. Okay. Very, very important things I want you all to take away from today. Number 1 is hybrid selling is a way to the future. Get your game on with both. Offline, online, 6P model, virtual sales superstar, get your game on with that. Very, very important. All right. Number 2, the fortune is in the follow-up. Remember the 98-2 rule. Okay. And if you remember the 98-2 rule, teach it to your team. Okay. Teach it to even your family members and their teams, because everyone needs to know that on the first contact, only 2% of the sales are going to close. Okay. 2, 3, 5, 10, 80. You want to be persistent. You want to keep following up. Like I'm following up with people now for 3 years, and I'm not giving up on them. Right? Never give in. I went to Sinar, right? So never give in is truly our motto. The third one I want to talk about today is without well-rounded goals, you're going to struggle. Okay. So you need to have those goals, and you can't only have a work goal or a health goal, that I will only go to the gym and, pump iron and all that. Do it. 6 areas, all 6 areas. That is what well-rounded goals are. Use the planners, when they come your way, either through my team or through Abhi, either ways they'll come to you. So use them. In fact, the people who win the challenge, we'll send them physical copies of the planner as well. Okay, let's just say those are going to be some of our prizes as well. So the hard copy version of that awesome planner, we'll send that your way as well. So in closing, okay, just remember, and this is something that Grant says, since of course, Grant is someone I really look up to, and he's done some great stuff for my company and my clients and all of that. You can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't make both. You can't make both. Okay. So make money or make excuses, but you can't make both. Remember that one as well. If you ever feel that, okay, making an investment in a training or something is expensive, okay, again, something that Grant Cardone told me when I invested $30,000 6 years ago with him when I didn't have the money. And what he told me at that time was this: pay the price today so that you can pay any price tomorrow. When Avi and I went to GrowthCon, I mean, I know he's mentioned on the podcast the seats we were sitting in, right? These were $10,000 seats. I mean, we pay that price because of the people that, we were with, the people we interacted with. So pay the price today so that you can pay any price tomorrow. Always remember that. And if you feel you don't have the time and you don't have the money, okay, that's because you never invested the time and the money. Right. So remember that one as well. Thank you for all your love. Thank you for all your attention. Thank you for each and every one of you being here. I know we lost 7 people, but again, that fault is mine, not yours, because I overshot by 7 minutes. Again, like I said, follow me on my social channels. A lot of great value keeps coming over there as well. I'm on Instagram, on Clubhouse under Gaurav_GBA. I come on Clubhouse once a week as well on Tuesdays. Of course, we have a cool YouTube channel as well, and I'm on LinkedIn as well. So appreciate each and every one of you. And if you have questions, I'd love to answer them. Like I said, my energy levels and a webinar, they just go up 10x. They never go down. So I'm still here to answer any questions pertaining to your business. So if you want to ask anything, feel free to shoot. I hope you found value in what I delivered today. Like I said, my why is to take 100,000 business owners and create 100 jobs each, or add 100 jobs each in their organizations, and also take 9 lakh working professionals to live the 10x life by the 15th of May, 2027. And why that particular date? Because someone really special who I lost in 2004 was my mom. And this day would actually be her 77th birthday. And if I could have achieved this by that day, I mean, it would mean a lot. Okay. She was a true believer before, anything really started for me. So, like I said, thank you. And you all make this possible.